Away they go. And a great start by Peter Thompson about row 3. One car hasn't got away. Driver puts his hands in the air. Everyone misses him. Up into the first car. Up onto the grass we've got Andrew Hibbard, but whether he got squeezed or just found himself on there, I'm not quite sure. But here's one car spinning, 2 cars have touched, gone off into the outside. One is the Alexis of Bankhurst, the other is the March 703, number 51, that's Peter Needham. So Bankhurst, one of them got sideways, I think it was Needham, and then caught Bankhurst. So they went off and spun the outside. One car didn't get away.
Fantastic start by Wilson. He's up to 4th at you, Bruce.
Well, flashing past, he's right on the tail. On 3rd place rider, we've got someone across the grass on the exit of St Mary's on the left of your screen, and no problems at all though.
Christoph Widmer.
Oh, well, he started 5th on the grid, I believe, or 6th on the grid. But anyhow, no problems at all for Andrew Hibbard, having survived that grassy moment on the race down towards Madrid. The challenge from Jonathan Hughes after such a good start from the Merlin on the outside, the front row. Simon Armour's lost out big time. He's down into 5th place, I think, now behind Sam Wilson. So some gained and some certainly lost out. And we had those spinners also up at Madrid. But for Hibbard, way out front.
Hughes squeezes his way past Peter Thompson. Hibbard by a country mile. Hughes is 2nd, 3rd is Thompson, 4th is Wilson by the looks of things.
With Armour right
5th
behind.
is Armour, and then it's is that Wayne or is that Blockley behind them in one of the road cars? It's Blockley.
Well, what I'd like to see, Marcus, is how much Simon Armour was delayed in that sort out on the run to the first corner. Don't forget, he was the meat in the sandwich. He was the middle car on the front row. The first 2 clashed. Well, didn't quite clash, but got very close, and Hibbard went on the grass on that opening lap. Yeah. I think he must have backed off and got sorted out. No, he's got a problem because he seems to be backing off. Where is he? Hold on. That shot made him look as though he was slowing, but anyhow, certainly about 5 seconds clear, I'd warrant Hibbard going through past me at St Mary's, and the battle for 3rd place has changed as Wilson's just gone past Thompson. 65 Thompson back to 3rd. Now, what can Sam Wilson do? Got to chase off after Jonathan Hughes. Hughes, of course, briefly got in front on the run to Madrid corner, but Hibbard was not prepared to back off, went across the grass on the inside and pulled clear. That is his advantage. Now let's see how much is he going to come down or go up. Certainly Hughes isn't being troubled yet by Wilson, but in fact Wilson's having a challenge back from Thompson up the inside, but it does not work.
Yeah, Thompson tried on the kick, that was brave.
You can define brave in many ways, I feel.
Not a conventional one, that's for sure. Hibbard led by 3.36 seconds in the first lap. He's sort of go away now, isn't he? A full set of best sectors. Hughes is in 2nd place. Wilson is 3rd in the white techno. Thompson is next.
He doubled the lead, 6.7 seconds. I thought it was 5 round here. I might have been just about right.
And then Wayne has got up into 5th, by far his best run in one of these 1 litre Formula 3 cars.
And Armour's lost another position. He's down into 8th place now. So he started 2nd.
Clearly behind Wayne. Then Claridge.
There's Armour in the march.
Armour. And then it's Smith and Smeets.
Sam Wilson definitely got his tail up now, really closing into the second part of St Mary's, catching Jonathan Hughes. I thought Hughes had enough of a gap to leave Wilson fighting with Thompson, but Thompson has now been dropped. He had that brave move last time around, trying to get back into 3rd place, but it's very much with Wilson. But Wilson isn't going to settle for that. And great to see that wonderful Lotus livery, the green and yellow, the Jim Russell Racing School, ex-Emerson Fittipaldi.
Overtaken by Peter Froud on the inside, coming down towards you at St Mary's.
Is indeed, four cars always no to tell. Side by side they go the first part of St Mary's as we flick round to see that battle for 2nd place, and it really is a 3-car battle for 2nd. Sam Wilson trying to go around the outside. It's the long way, it won't work. Jonathan Hughes slightly compromised by taking the tighter line, but he stays in front. What's next? The chicane. Not close enough to make a move for Sam Wilson, but this allows Thompson to get right onto their tails.
I think it's delaying the inevitable though, isn't it, Bruce? Wilson looks much quicker at the moment, and for the purposes of the race, I'd quite like to see him get to 2nd quite quickly to see if he can do anything about the
10.9
second lead now after 3 laps that Hibbard's got. When Wilson goes down the inside to Magic, and yet again he's blocked, so he definitely looks quicker, but Hughes isn't going to make it easy for him.
Well, 124.112 is 1.4 seconds inside his own lap record.
If think is going to get him this time, Bruce, as it comes down towards you. He's got the inside as they come down to St Mary's.
They need to do something. It's going to be a 4-car battle because they're being closed in upon by Wayne as well in the background, and now the move has been done. Made it very easy indeed. I thought it was a question of when, not if, but that was very much a positive manoeuvre. Now Hughes could lose 2 more places before the lap is out. He's got Thompson right behind and Wayne in 5th place. And Wayne was the fastest of this quartet last time around. Yes, he wasn't in traffic. They were fighting each other, but the speed is there for number 10, Paul Wayne, in the De Sanctis to catch right up. Fabulous multi-mark racing, which was the whole point of Formula 3 back then.
Yeah, it is indeed. We've had, we're pretty much 4 laps into this race. Hibbard is long gone. It's a new lap record on lap 3. He's absolutely annihilated his old one. Conditions actually very nice for racing now. The +2 winds, a good tailwind down the straight, certainly from Lavant to Woodcote. But crosswind, and that's big spin, and that's the De Sanctis goes round. We're saying how well Wayne was going. He's stayed out of the daffodils, which is good news. Stayed out of the DAFs. Of course, there was DAF transmission Formula 3 cars in the period, just to throw that into the mix. Not recommended. It's found reverse anyway.
Well, he just ran a little bit wide and it snapped across. He did very well. Let's have you had the head-on shot. It's a slightly different angle into the bit of compression. And then you become a bit of a rodeo rider, and round it goes, but very well held there.
So it's Hibbard, Wilson, Hughes, Thompson, Claridge, Blockley now.
Yeah, Peter Thompson really fancies his chances going past the Merlin ahead of him. So Thompson looking this way and that in his little Brabham, the blue one. But in fact, Hughes rode that little section up to Laverton, tad better, ekes out a little bit of an advantage. And all along, Sam Wilson escaping from this duo behind. But what can he do about the lead? 14.1 seconds, more than 3 seconds a lap gained by our race leader. He got that great start, Andrew Hibbard. Well, not the greatest of starts. He got headed by Jonathan Hughes on the run to the first corner, refused to be cowed, went across the grass. That was in front by the time they reached Madrid.
To see that
last time we've seen him.
The guy was off in front of you, Bruce, on the first lap, 63. Christoph Wittmer back up into 14th place.
And Hibbard's another new lap record. In the last 3 laps, we were on 24.1, 24.3 and 24.0. So very consistent lapping as well. And at the moment, no one can get within 3 seconds of that pace. Even Wilson now, who is edging away in second. And
Hughes is just going to lose second place, or is he around the outside? He's going to run out of track on the outside. Is Thompson? Well, he gave it a go, but Hughes is quite an uncanny racer, is he not? And he just held the inside line. You take the outside, your returns will diminish. But in terms of pace, certainly Thompson is very feisty indeed. But for now, for Tor Bolton House, Jonathan Hughes hangs on to 3rd place.
So Thompson's down the inside now. He's gone past Hughes. Surely, no.
Hughes does not give up.
The ground. No,
absolutely. Oh, God, huge twitch. Will he hold that?
Moment.
That must be 3rd place car, but he's still in 3rd place.
What a great save.
Well, I think I know what's going to be on the highlights tape.
You'd have thought he would at least lose the position, even if he kept it on the road. But to keep it on the road and keep 3rd, it's quite a remarkable effort.
Seems a bit greedy, frankly. Let's have a look. In 3rd place, coming towards St Mary's now. Hello, goodbye. There was no goodbye there, was there? In fact, he just did enough of wagging of the tail to keep Thompson behind him. What a wake-up call there for Jonathan Hughes in 3rd place. But
and
that
Thompson,
means...
I should think.
Oh, yeah, quite.
Coming up behind them is James Claridge in that ex-Olaveland Techno. He's done really well to get with them. Poppencini lets them through in the Cooper. Sacrifices his own passage of the chicane to make it all happen. Hibbard 21 seconds clear of Wilson and Hughes. And then Thompson right behind Hughes in 65. Claridge, Blockley and Armour next up.
Okay, a driver you might want to watch for. 8th place, 2nd fastest last time around was the Chevron of Stephen Smith, 1 minute 26 last time around. So while we're watching this battle largely for 3rd place, it looks like Thompson is going to take it this time, or is he? As we've said before from Hughes. We've got people closing up behind. You don't know.
There's a touch
there was a biff. The nose is slightly dented.
That was Hughes on Thompson, wasn't it?
Hughes on Thompson, and Claridge has said thank you very much in the red Techno. He's dived by into 5th place. So that was very unfortunate indeed. And again, Hughes was having trouble getting the handling right, getting the car where he wanted to through St Mary's. And unfortunately for Thompson, if you look at the head-on shot, the blue car in the background, you'll see there's a bit of a biff on that yellow nose rim. Yes, so there is.
Well, here they come. It's a great tussle, and that's Claridge come down the outside, and he's got the place, hasn't he? Claridge has got the outside line, swoops across into Woodcote corner. There were yellow flags waving momentarily up ahead, but that's a great run for James Claridge, the engine builder from Kimbolton, who is now ahead of Jonathan Hughes. Up comes Peter Thompson. Stander is certainly up after that clash up at St Mary's, and behind them is Jim Blockley, good old Jim Blockley from Stroud in Gloucestershire, who is pushing on really hard, the ex-Monoposto stalwart. Tough little cars, those, and I think it's tyre marks really mainly on the Brabham nose, which has gone up a little bit and then come back down again. There's no worse damage than that, but Claridge got that outside line. Technos run 2 and 3.
You can see why Formula 3 was such a great training formula. These drivers have so many options of cornering lines and the nice small little cars, and the racing absolutely fantastic. This does what it says on the tin. Now in the background, let's have a... This was the incident...
Let's see what happens here.
It wasn't.
He goes round the outside into the first part.
Wouldn't back off.
Started to come across and hit the front corner of the nose of Thompson, who was innocent, I have to say.
You do have to feel so. So still battling out on the circuit. Claridge seems to have got past and got away, but no, as you said, Jim Blockley closing right in number 5. So in fact, Jonathan Hughes in 91 has had a very good fight with all of the top 6 drivers in turn, I think we could say.
And he's now got Jim Blockley to worry about. So Hibbard's gone through for his 8th
Oh, Blockley
lap.
made a mistake and he's gone straight on the exit of the chicane.
Yeah, he's onto the wall.
Oh, poor Jim, just caught up there in his Chevron. Nobody else involved in that incident, just couldn't get the traction on the exit of the chicane and got onto the grass, and there's not often a great deal you can do when you're spearing off like that. Sam Wilson starting to get among the lap traffic. Behind him, Claridge in 3rd place in the number 11 Techno.
7 3/4 minutes to go. You wonder whether there might potentially be a safety car which could reunite the field. The suspension was broken before he hit the...
I wonder whether did he clip the inside?
He clipped the inside wall and went off.
Getting very interesting at St Mary's as we're looking at number 5. There was back markers and Claridge has nearly lost out. Look behind Thompson and Hughes trying to get past him.
And they're lapping Frank Lyons there in the middle of it,
Frank Lyons and Mike Pascal.
And Mike Pascal, yeah, the ex-Formula V man.
Who's going to guess right coming through traffic? Looks though Jonathan Hughes has guessed wrongly, unfortunately. He lost a bit of ground, so it's Claridge in 11. Right behind Peter Thompson, who seems to be fighting someone every lap of this race. He's going to try and make a manoeuvre as they come down towards the end of the lap. We've completely forgotten who the race leader is, Andrew Hibbard. How far clear? Well, he must be about 25.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is, yes. Waved yellows as the drivers reach the chicane. Still haven't moved the number 5 Chevron. Jim Blockley went off last time around. You can see the marshals in the background trying to pull it clear, but with the broken suspension it won't roll easily and help them out. But Claridge is being hunted now by Peter Thompson, the Brabham behind, really giving it a go.
The ex-Marcos racer and Alfa Romeo man as well. Peter Thompson, Melbury Abbas.
Quite frustrating race, Jim, because I think he's looked quite quick, but he keeps having the car in the way, doesn't he? Be interesting to see what he can do if he can actually get up into 3rd place and have some clear road for once. Sam Wilson's not that far down the road.
No, Sam slightly got caught out by the traffic up ahead. He had a bit more of a gap over them. He's now actually got an appreciable gap. It's sort of with no traffic, he's managed to open it out again. I think those behind fault. And there is Andrew Hibbard, the checkered flag racer at the front of the field in the Brabham BT.
Checkered flag to checkered flag, 2nd time running in this members' meeting. Yeah, lapping Mauro Popponcini next Lucien Bianchi Cooper.
When you're sitting on a lead of nearly half a minute, you can afford to be generous going through traffic, but such is his pace. He just seems to make short work of them. Luckily for him, fairly clear track up ahead. He's going out of the 2nd part of Madgwick. I can hardly see a car in his path. There's one just going through Fordwater, and the one ahead of that approaching St Mary's. I think he's got space in the final 5 minutes. Sam Wilson, though, picking his way, bit of stuff flapping around in the air, going past the ex-Emerson Fittipaldi Lotus on the start-finish line. So Sam Wilson in 2nd place.
Dragging its nose on the ground, isn't it?
The
The John Council Lotus, the Fittipaldi car.
Thompson's having a look down the inside of Claridge into Madrick, but again he has to abort. And actually loses a bit of ground as a result.
This Claridge sort of drove as though nobody was there. The challenge wasn't quite close enough to make a move, but as a consequence he took a much better racing line through the corner.
Might come when they catch the khaki-coloured Lotus a little bit further round towards you. There's Steve Smith in the ex-Giorgio Francia Chevron, the Jolly Club Oliver Spade racing car, one of 3 for that team.
Simon Armour's really closing right onto his tail. Right, that little Lotus you were talking about, the ex-Emerson Fittipaldi cars. We look at Simon Armour fighting over 6th place, is right in front of them as they go down.
A little bit Smokey Smith's car, Bruce, from the back. It's Giorgio Pianta car rather than Francia car, correct myself. But, the ex-Tom Walkinshaw March tucked in behind. So here they are, 3 then. And they're going for 3rd place. A little short wheelbase Techno being attacked by the Brabham. They're on Toranac design. Ron Toranac still around Australia, now in his early 90s. Still goes to race meetings, absolutely fantastic. Thompson tries to squeeze down the inside of James Claridge, but Claridge has been around racing Formula Junior cars for such a long time that he's used to very close action. Making his F3 debut here with this car.
He's absolutely unflappable. I'm really admiring his drive. Peter Thompson attacking left, right and centre, but very impressed with Claridge.
Thompson's really good off the corners, but he just can't quite get it done under braking. He's just not quite got enough confidence to get it alongside.
I think Claridge just has that extra edge to take the cornering speed, take it in, but this time Thompson's got through.
He must have missed a gear because he's been passed by both the drivers behind. Jonathan Hughes also goes by, so having said he is unflappable, he made a bit of a slip up, but can he fight back? 3 minutes remaining. I think he can. So the order changes now. 3rd place held by Jonathan Hughes. Peter Thompson stays in 4th, but Claridge went from 3rd to 5th, and Hughes in the opposite direction, 5th to 3rd in the orange Merlin.
I bet Thompson cannot believe he's looking at the back of that car again. He still hasn't got clean air.
I've seen plenty of it. One way or another. He's come up alongside, coming into the kink. He's trying to go around the outside in the kink, and he's made it. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, but look at Claridge. He's trying to go up the outside now of Hughes as they get down there. Not quite close enough. He should tuck back in. You're right, though. Thompson isn't that brilliant on the brakes, is he? Just doesn't have the confidence. And Hughes certainly had way more. That's why he stays in 3rd place.
We might see, might be a bit more wall clippage yet this way. It's boiling down to a great finale, isn't it? We've lost sight of Andrew Hibbard, who is 35 seconds clear of Wilson, just on his best lap, personal best for Sam Wilson. Hughes, Thompson and Claridge, the next 3 through. Great tussle between these 3. Down towards you again, Bruce, out of Ford Water towards St Mary's. Cars up ahead, that's Ian Bankhurst.
Exactly so. They'll catch one of them at the second part of St Mary's in the middle of the track. Jonathan Hughes goes around the outside of number 2. Does it very well indeed. That's Ian Bankhurst, as you say. And that has given him a gap that he hasn't enjoyed all
he's
race.
Found himself stuck behind Poppencini and one of the Chevrons, which is 35, which is Bert Smeets.
So what's he gained? He's lost all over again, and now Simon Claridge has lost a lot of ground. It's Peter Thompson's turn in the blue Brabham to get right under the tail of that orange Merlin. Jinking left, jinking right. Let's try left again. Up the straight they go. Tries to go for the outside. There is no outside.
He's desperate to get me. He can't, even if he gets within range, he can't do it under braking. He has to slot back in behind him again.
And Claridge just died back down. Yeah, he's with him. Back with him.
So the gaps went up and down on that lap, and they've ended up pretty much where they started.
Going on to the last lap for them now. Already well onto it is Hibbard.
Well, Andrew Hibbard just had a moment, or he didn't have a moment. The car coming back on track had just spun in front of him, out of his sight. Luckily, he spotted the marshals at St Mary's waving the flags and lifted slightly, so the car was out of his way.
Thompson has another look into Madgwick and still can't make it through, so he's tied to the gearbox of Hughes again. Claridge just actually dropped back a little bit, so we've got a 2-car race at the moment.
Here's our race leader with half a minute to go.
Wouldn't that have been ironic? Well, not ironic, just unbelievably unfortunate had he collected that spinning car. Sitting on a lead of 38 seconds at the start of the lap, Andrew Hibbard. To go wrong with probably less than a minute to go on the clock, as it was when the car spun at St Mary's. Anyhow, incident avoided. Looks like he's got enough time for one more lap.
He might do. He's so far ahead, he might get another one in.
He probably doesn't want one off that near miss, quite frankly, but he's slow.
He's going to get another
He's
one.
got another lap, whether he wants it or not. Cross the line with
3 seconds off with his calculations there.
Marshall is checking his timepiece, but I'm sure they were quite right. The checkered flag
Marshall was correct.
Yeah, the Marshall was correct.
And
now.
Thompson's finally
Thompson's
ahead
through.
of Hughes.
He's back ahead. And not that far
Wilson's
behind
not
Wilson,
far
are they?
ahead.
They're catching Wilson.
I'm slightly concerned for Wilson there because there wasn't that much traffic up ahead to block him and slow him unless it was out of our sight. He's looking ahead of them. Well, they could get him. Look how
There's only
far
a second
they're closing
between
in.
them. A second between second and third.
He was 4 seconds clear not so long ago.
Yeah.
In second place. So Thompson, who looks like he's going to come away without a top 3 position, well, he's in third and he could be going higher still. Certainly James Claridge gave him a run for their money, but he's lost out quite heavily in the past lap or so.
And he had just a part of a lap in clean air, and he's done a 25, which is just over a second slower than Hibbard's been doing all race. So that shows how much pace Thompson has had. He's been frustrated racing the entire distance.
Is our race leader through the chicane for the final time in the 15th lap. Final time, back-to-back wins in the Formula 3 race here for Andrew Hibbard and the Brabham, the ex-checkered flag Chris Irwin car. Won here in 1966, and he's done it. Great drive. Here's our battle, though, for second place. It's a 3-car battle now because Peter Thompson is closing in all the time on the techno of Sam Wilson ahead of him. Hughes is slightly out of it, but waiting to pick up the pieces, but decided to drop back. Again, Hughes better on the brakes than Thompson. Wilson, a very, very capable driver. Previous winner here at Goodwood in 500s and Formula Junior. Very, very close to skirting the chicane through there. It is going to be the same order as it was before. Sam Wilson in second place in car number 82. 65, Peter Thompson in third place. 91, Jonathan Hughes.